Hi sweeties! When I dyed my hair colorful for the first time on my own at home, I had a few problems and it didn't come out exactly how I wanted it to be because I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. That's why I decided to record this video today, because I know that there are a lot of people that want to have colorful hair but they don't know a few things that might go wrong, or they might not know exactly how to do it and how many times they're gonna have to bleach their hair, etc. So I made here a list of a few topics I want to talk to you about if you're planning to dye your hair, and they go from very basic things like bleaching your hair to different questions people have about changing your hair color from pink to green, etc. So before we start, don't forget to subscribe because I post videos 3 times a week and you can be part of this family. Also give the video a thumbs up because it really helps the channel. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Obviously, I still get a lot of people asking me if you need to bleach your hair to dye it colorful. Yes, you do. If you're watching this video, you probably know this already, but in case you don't, I want to tell you that all colorful hair colors like bright red like mine, or pink, blue, green, etc. are semi-permanent hair dye. So what's the difference between a semi-permanent and permanent hair dye? The permanent hair dye, like the normal brunette or blonde hair dyes you get at your local drugstore, they remove the natural hair color from your hair and then put a new hair color instead. So that's why it lasts longer, it doesn't fade as quickly because it actually changes your hair. But with these semi-permanent hair dyes, they don't remove the natural color, they just put another color on top. That means that if your hair is very dark, you won't be able to see it, because it's like drawing with a colorful pencil on a black piece of paper. So for you to be able to see the color you chose, you need to get your hair light first. And to get your hair blonde, of course, you need to bleach it, unless you're naturally blonde. Now, how many times do you have to bleach your hair? Bleach is quite damaging, so it's better if you only bleach it once. But of course, if you've been dyeing your hair black first, or if your hair is very dark, you're gonna have to bleach more than once to get your hair light enough. If you're planning to dye your hair a dark color like mine, it doesn't have to be that light, maybe more or less this shade here would be okay. But if you want a pastel color, yes, it needs to be platinum blonde like this for it to look the way you want it to look. If you're gonna bleach your hair more than once, I advise you to give it a break at least 2 weeks before you bleach it again, because it's very damaging and then you can actually really damage your hair. Another thing that people ask me a lot is where to buy colorful hair dyes. Here in London it's quite easy because you can go to any drugstores or like Boots and you have a few colors, especially the Schwarzkopf ones. I don't know how to pronounce that. These crazy color ones, they're everywhere. I went to a normal hair shop and I got it, but I know depending on where you live, like I'm originally from Brazil, so back in my city you cannot find colorful colors everywhere, so I think the best place to buy is online. eBay, obviously you can find everything, or you can buy Manic Panic or Directions online. I think they deliver to many countries, so online is the best option. Now the next bullet point on my list is how to keep the hair color for longer, because you know that it's a semi-permanent hair dye, so every time you wash it, it's gonna fade a lot, and especially if you bleached your hair before and it's a very light color underneath, it's gonna fade even quicker. So my hair is very light like this underneath, and I put this red on top, so every time I wash it, it looks like somebody died in the bathroom. Everything is red. Really sad, and I got in trouble many times for making mess. So one thing you can do is put some hair dye on your conditioner a little bit, so every time you wash your hair you're topping up a bit, but it's not gonna stop it from fading. It will fade one day. Another thing that helps is if you have a nice color underneath. So if it's a very nice light blonde, your hair is gonna fade to a pastel color and it's gonna look quite nice. I usually do that. I dye my hair red and then it fades to pink and then to pastel pink. As you can see, I'm probably gonna put some pictures here when I edit the video. But obviously if your hair is like an orangey blonde underneath, it's not gonna fade to a very nice color and you're gonna have to re-dye it again really quickly, like in 2 weeks. So so it's good to make sure you have a nice base before you dye your hair. Now, about changing colors. If you watch my channel, you know that I change my hair color all the time, practically every month I'm changing the color. And then you ask me, how is your hair not falling, etc, etc. The thing is, bleach is very damaging for your hair, but the actual semi-permanent hair dye, because it's semi-permanent, it's not damaging at all. And it also has some conditioner and stuff, so it actually works like a hair mask. So what I try to do always when I change my hair color, I try never to bleach my hair again and just to use another hair dye. So what I do is I wait for my hair to fade, or I do some shampoo masks that you basically put shampoo on your hair and then you leave it for about an hour, 30 minutes and wash it. It helps fading a lot, especially if you use Head and Shoulders or some very cheap shampoo, it's gonna fade your hair. And then when the color underneath is very light, I just bleach my roots, of course, because there's nothing you can do about the roots, and apply the new color. This way you're not bleaching your whole hair again and you're not damaging it. You're actually just hydrating it with the semi-permanent hair dye. Obviously, there's nothing you can do about the roots, you need to bleach them. Or another thing you can do is change to a color that is not gonna clash as much. So if your hair is pink and you put purple on top, even if there's still a bit of pink, it's okay if purple mixes with pink. You're just gonna get a pinkier purple, I guess. But if you put green on top of pink and the pink is still very dark, it's gonna look brown or whatever, it's gonna look a very weird color. So don't do that. And last but not least, people ask me all the time how I treat my hair, how do I make sure it's not damaged, blah blah blah. Well, my hair actually is a little bit damaged because I used to have black hair before, so I bleached my hair many times and I did a lot of wrong things like I said before. But I'm saving it a lot with hair masks that you can basically buy everywhere, Boots and any drugstore. And they're not too expensive, you can find some for like £2. That's like $4. And apart from that, I don't do anything else, just that thing I told you about not bleaching it all the time, that is very important. Okay, so I think that's all I know about colorful hair, but if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll see if I can answer them. Also, if you have any hair suggestions for my next hair color, leave it in the comments as well. And if you want, you can follow me on all the social media here. Thank you so much for watching and have a very, very lovely day. Mwah!